Hi, I'm Melanie from Yoga Within. Happy Easter. Thanks for joining me today. Let's just start by finding a comfortable seated position. And if you find that sitting up isn't a good place for you to start, you're more than welcome to lie down. Otherwise, sit up nice and tall, sit up on a block or a blanket if you need to lift your hips to help tilt your pelvis. And then just let's start by stretching our arms out, taking a really big, deep breath in, gather up all the positive energy and thoughts you can, and exhale, just let go. Try that one more time, big, long, deep breath in, and exhale, just letting go. You can rest your hands on your knees or in your laps, wherever it's most comfortable, eyes open or eyes closed. Just take a moment to connect with your breath, noticing our breath, feeling gratitude for our breath, noticing the breath move through the body and across the mind. Taking a few breaths in and a few breaths out, just to let the mind soften. To let our mind connect with our breath. Bringing ourselves into this present moment. Trying not to focus on any one thought. Just welcoming these few moments of stillness and breath. And slowly let the chin drop down towards the chest and start to introduce some movement into the neck, just letting the chin roll gently across the collarbones from side to side. You can increase the movement if your neck allows, just going from shoulder to shoulder. And then extending the chin up towards the ceiling, back down and across to the other side. Just whatever feels good for you. And then finish with the chin at the center. Lift the gaze up. Take a big deep breath in. Give yourself a big stretch. Tighten your hands. Squeeze into fists. And exhale, let go. Roll your shoulders out a few times back, a few times forward. And then lift your knees, stretch your legs out, just bounce your legs out. Make some big circles with your ankles. Go the other way. Point and flex your ankles. Stretch your arms out. Make some big circles with your wrists. Go the other direction. Open the fingers. Close, open, close, and then a big deep breath in, stretch up. Bend the knees, tip the torso towards the thighs. Stay here in the forward fold. You can bring your arms under the legs and think about as the arms draw in, the shoulders draw apart, and just find that forward fold that feels good for you. And then keeping your heels on the floor, you might want to point and flex your feet a bit and just get some movement going into the body. Let the movement stop. Take a breath in and a breath out, and then bring yourself up. So if you can remember which way you were seated before, cross your legs the opposite way. And if at any point stretching your legs out feels better, then that's what you should do. Walk the fingers out, lift the arms up, give yourself a great big hug. Roll the shoulders back a few times and forward a few times. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, bend over to the right. Try not to let the head hang down. Think neck in line with the spine. Bring yourself back up to the center, shoulders soften. And bend left. Try as best you can to keep the weight even on both glutes. Good. Bring yourself back up. Lift the elbows up. Drop the elbows down towards the belly button. Drop the chin to the chest. And exhale as you round. Squeeze the air out of the lower abdominals. Then bring yourself all the way back up. Lift the elbows. Soften the shoulders. Gentle back bend. Squeeze the shoulder blades. And then dropping the elbows, dropping the chin, and rounding. Just feel the hands drawing the shoulders forward, creating space in the upper back. Bring yourself back up. Open the arms nice and wide, and then cross your arms the other way. Again, move the shoulders forward. Move them back. Sit up nice and tall. I see you slouching there. Good. Sit up, breathe in, and then bending to the left without that head hanging. You know, you can add a little bit of rocking up and down if that feels good. Bring yourself up and go to the other side. Remember, the practice is all about you doing what truly benefits you. Good. Bring yourself back up. Lift the elbows, creating that gentle back bend. Lower the elbows towards the navel, rounding. Stay rooted in the foundation, whatever's on the ground. Coming all the way back up. Your hands are on your shoulders, so be aware of the movement in the shoulder. And then last time, rounding. Massage right into those internal organs. And all the way up, open the arms, reach through the fingertips, palms parallel to the floor. Bring the fingertips in just so they almost touch and twist over to the right. Good, bring it back to the center, sit up nice and tall, chins parallel to the floor. Twist over to the left, breathing back to the center, shoulders drop down, twist to the right. If this is enough, stay right where you are. Otherwise, looking at the left hand, open the left arm all the way out to the left. Bring the hand and the gaze back to meet the right hand. Sit up tall as you come back to the center, softening the shoulders. Your exhalation takes you to the left. Stay there or take your gaze to the right hand. Open up the arm to the right, squeezing the shoulder blades. Bring the fingertips back, bring the gaze back. Come all the way back to the center, shoulders soften, interlace the fingers, press out through the palms. Lift the arms up. If your shoulders hurt, put the hands on the hips. And a little bit of swaying from side to side. Neck is free. Weight stays even on the glutes if you can. Soften the ribs. Try not to create a back bend as you're doing this. Stay connected. Top and bottom half right there at the core. All the way back to the center. Releasing the hands to the knees, to the floor, farther out as you take your body forward. Draw the shoulders down. Use your hands to press the hips back. Breathing. Maybe your head goes to the floor. Perhaps you need some support if you have any blood pressure issues, or maybe you have a little bit of a headache today. And then bring yourself all the way up. Roll the shoulders back and forward. Whatever leg you reach first, grab it. Bring some movement into the hips, side to side. Sit up tall though, I see you slouching. Rocking. Other way, circles, I mean. Keep that foot flexed, whatever leg you're holding on to. If this is uncomfortable, the other leg can always stretch out. And let that movement pause. Set that leg down and pick the other leg up. Rock it out. Sit nice and tall. Rock first. And then do the circles. Try to get the circles in the hip, not in the knee. Go the other way. Try to sit up tall. Good. And then take that leg down. Sit up nice and tall. And then stretch both legs out. Adjust the glutes. So again, if you need to sit up on a block or a towel or a blanket to lift the hips, do that. Lift the heels up off the floor, and then don't do that again. Put the heels down, soften the knees. Good. Bring the arms forward at shoulder height. Take a breath in. Breathe out as you open wide. You know, I'm just reminding you to breathe. Sit up tall. Twist over to the right. Bring the arms shoulder width apart and lean forward. Breathe in as you open. Breathe out as you bring them back. Keep the weight even on both glutes. I see a lot of you with all the weight on your right glute. And forward. Sit up on the diagonal. Open the arms, come back to the center. Twist to the left, bring the arms shoulder width apart. Lean, breathe in, open, or just breathe. Get the weight even on the glutes, or all the weight's going to be on that left hamstring. Press the toes away. Keep the natural curve of the spine. Come all the way back up. Bring the arms forward. Palms down. If it doesn't hurt your shoulders, hook your thumbs. If this hurts, keep your hands on your hips. Sit up tall. Little bit of softness in the knees. You go right, extend forward. On the diagonal, sit up, back to the center, weights even. Twist left, go forward. Legs are active but not locked. Come back up. Center, repeat that one more time. Or if there's no strain in the neck and you can do this without thrusting the ribs, bring the arms up. Breathe in, twist to the right, keep the ears between the arms, fold. Ears between the arms, or put those hands on your hips. This is where you have to practice truthfulness. Twist left, forward, up on the diagonal, back to the center. Twist right, forward, take a breath or two here, weights even on both glutes. Come back up, drop and soften the shoulders. Last time going left, hold for a couple of breaths. Remember, it's in holding that we really know, am I being honest with myself? Am I practicing non-harming? Come up on the diagonal, back to the center, release, and forward. Forward for whatever that is for you. It could be fingertips, could be all the way forward. It's about what benefits you, not about what it looks like. Work from within, work from the inside out. Bring yourself up, bring the legs in, bounce into the knees. Bend the knees, tip the torso forward. So this is like a seated happy baby pose. How you grip your feet or your ankles relates to your shoulders. Open them. And if it's a day where you go a little deeper, great. Bring yourself all the way up. Roll the shoulders back. I'm just going to turn sideways so you can take a look. You'll start with your fingertips out, toes up, so heels are on the floor. Your knees will drop over to the left. So as I drop my knees, I draw my heels in. Coming back to the center, I have to slide my heels out to drop my knees the other way. Try if you can. The hands might be in Anjali Mudra, thumbs on chest, back to the center, dropping. Just rocking gently from the front. It's drop, back to the center, over to the other side. And you will be moving forward on your mat. If you need your fingertips, use them. Try not to use all the weight of the body. Just notice, what is my movement today? When you finish back at the center. I'm just going to slide back on my mat. And pause. Again, I'll turn sideways and see, are you able to pick your left leg up and cross it over the right? Left foot comes down, sitting up. Right leg up, cross over. Right leg down. And it may look more like using your hands and helping yourself over. And using your hands, lowering down. Do it a couple more times, breathing in and breathing out. And then pause with the heel down. Walk the bottom back a step and take the body forward. And again, forward could be straight legs, legs together. It's what's best for you, not me. You're in charge of your practice. Remember, if you're moving into something causing you great pain and injury, then you just need to stop and make modifications. Don't stop forever. And bring yourself up. Roll the shoulders back a few times, forwards a few times. Now, as we come back into that, you can continue doing exactly what we did. One ankle up, the other ankle up. Or you may find that you want to put the left ankle up, draw the right heel in, and bring that foot to the floor. Opposite hand to leg, and you're twisting to the left. Again, if it's painful, you can stretch that right leg out. Try as best you can to have the weight even on both glutes. Bring yourself back to the center, pause, and now bring yourself back up where you have the ankle on the knee, and just take yourself forward, whatever that is for you. Bring yourself up and uncross. Sit up nice and tall. Move torso over thighs. Take care of that low back. Make sure it's okay. Bring yourself up, and then the right ankle comes to the left. Again, this might be where you stay. Otherwise, this left heel comes in. Right foot drops down. It's opposite, left to right, twisting. Or you can stretch that left leg out. Truly do what benefits you. Drop those shoulders, open the chest. Remember the benefits of the twist, massaging into the internal organs. Trying to let go of all those bottled up emotions we're holding in that solar plex area, just above the navel. Bring yourself back to the center. Bring yourself back up. Pause. Remember the importance of the pause. Check in. Take the heel down. Body forward here, or all the way, rocking it out a step or two. Just see what feels good for you. Feel the strength in the shoulders. And bring yourself up, rolling the shoulders back a few times. Swing the legs behind you and come onto your hands and knees. Set the knees below the hips. You may need the padding under the knees. Just let the hips sway a bit from side to side. As you do that, though, really check in with what's happening in your feet. Make sure the feet are rooted. Next time, the hips are over to the right. Let the movement stop. Back to the center. Drop the hips left. Back to the center, tuck the 10 toes, send the bottom back to the heels. Draw the shoulders back out of the ears. Bring yourself back up onto your hands and knees. Just lift your right hand off the floor and bring some circles into the wrists, both directions. Place that right hand back down and go to the left. So notice as you shift the foundation to 3 instead of 4, what you have to do to make sure the weight's even. It's good. Put the hand back down. Keep breathing. Take the right leg, slide it straight back, toes tucked under. Take the left hand, move it in until the hand is just about below the nose. Take that left foot and start pointing it to the wall behind as you roll to the side of the right foot. Now, if you're here and you find it's a struggle and you have a block or something that you can put under that bottom hand to help you find some stability, by all means, use something. Don't ever think of the props as a way of making things easier. It just helps us come into alignment. Now, this back foot, think about the knee and the ankle being in line. You can have the toes tucked or not. And this leg that's extended, point the toes, lift, lower, lift, lower. And remember, it's an option not to lift and lower. The hand can remain on the hip, Or the hand can go in the low back to make sure that you're breathing into that low back and not being here in a back bend. Toes come down, toes point forward, big toe mound, little toe mound, center of the heel. If the hand is in the low back, the arm comes up. And we start coming down as we bring the right hand, left knee, left hand, and then just bring that right knee in, breathing, breathing, breathing. Knee down, send the hips back, child's pose. Remember your options. Knees parallel, knees wider. You need something under the shins or on top of the calves. Just to give some release into the knees, do that. Then bring yourself all the way back up. Left toes tuck, you send it back. Now you take the right hand, bring it approximately below the nose. The right foot turns back. Left hand comes to the hip. The right elbow's not locked. Use your props. So again, make sure that you're not sticking your bottom out, that you're connected. Point those toes. Top hand can be in the low back or behind the head. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Do as many to this side as you did to the other side. Body strong, head's not hanging. Breath is present. Toes, little toe mound, center of heel, arm up, hand comes down, pivot, adjust the hands, and then bring that left knee in towards your nose, rounding. Knee comes down, same option as before. You can send the hips back to child's pose, or you can come all the way up onto the balls of the feet and find your downward dog. You might need or want to walk this downward dog out. Keep your breathing. Good. And then from here, find your way into a standing full or half fold, the way that it benefits you. You may want to hold your elbows if you're in a full fold and just sway a little bit from side to side, or just let the arms go a bit from side to side. Then release the arms, walk your hands up your legs, letting the head be the last thing to come up. Roll the shoulders back a few times, roll them forward a few times. It's good, and then check in with your mountain pose. See your strength. Left arm comes up, or keep the hand on the hip, bending to the right. All the way up, lower the arm down. Other arm comes up, bend to the left. Breathing, pick the 10 toes up. Good, come all the way up. Lower the hand. Half or full fold, you decide. Remember, you have the ability to adjust your feet if you need to or want to. So tight hamstrings or low back problem, feet farther apart. Either walk the hands up the legs or come all the way up, ears between the arms if your shoulders don't hurt. It's good, and roll the shoulders back a few times and forwards a few times. Place your hands on your hips and just adjust your feet so that your foundation is your feet, so that you feel strong and stable. It's good. Pause, shift your weight into your right foot and lift your left heel up. And notice if you swung a hip up or if you can keep them even, then lower it down and do the other side. And just alternate a few times, staying connected right here at the core. And if it's better, one hand on the belly, one hand on the low back, do that. Stop with the weight on the right foot, left leg, left heel lifts. So you can see my hips going over, draw it up. Be strong and stable as much as you can. Use a wall if you need for balance. Pick those left toes up. It's good. Turn out. It's good. Breathe. Lower. lift, lower, lift. As you fatigue, the hip goes out, draw up, lower. And the lift might be right here. It doesn't have to be all the way up. Lower, lift. Rise up out of the arch of that right foot. Next time the leg lowers, stop. Put the foot sole down. Good. Stay here, or bring the arms up or bring the hands to the hips. Bend to the left. Come all the way up, drop the shoulders. Bend to the right. Come all the way up. Lower the hands to the hips. Bend both knees slightly. Bend from the hip creases. Then begin to fold a little farther forward. If halfway is enough, stay right there. Otherwise, go all the way forward. You can bring the hands to the floor if you like. Drop the head. Either come up, walking the hands up the legs, or extend the arms forward. Come up with the ears between the arms. Lower the hands back to the hips. Check in to see if the hips are relatively even. Go back, lift the left heel, bend the right knee. Lift the left foot and see if you could find this one-legged chair position. Bending, straightening. Ankle to thigh, ankle off thigh. Bending, straightening. Rest in your chair, hands to hips or one hand on the knee. Send those hips back, the natural curve of your spine. Good. Bring yourself back up, move the leg away. Bring the knee down, straighten. And extend that leg, pointing the toes. Flex the foot and bring it down and walk that out. Walk it out. Go into a half or full fold, however it feels best for you. And again, you may want to, just like you do in downward dog, walk that forward fold out a bit. Either walk the hands up the legs or come up with the ears between the arms and lower the arms down. Okay, weight goes to the left foot, lift the right heel. Pick the foot up, cross it over, lower, lift. Make sure that that left leg's not locked. Lower, lift, lower, lift, breathing, breathing. Pause. Lower the leg down. Bring the arms up or keep the hands on the hips. Bend to the right. All the way back up, shoulders drop. Other side. All the way up. Hands to hips. Bend both knees slightly. Send those hips back. Back, back, all the way forward if you like. As you begin to straighten the legs, you can bring the hands down, only dropping the head if you're not feeling dizzy or if there's no blood pressure issues. The question asked is, where should I feel it? And the answer is, well, where do you feel it? Good, you can either walk the hands up the legs or extend the arms forward, come up with the ears between the arms. Lower the hands down. Good. Bend the knee. Lift the leg into your chair. Up. Into the chair. Send those hips back. Natural curve of the spine. Up. Down. You all know I forget to count, so, do what feels even for you, or maybe you are that counter, and that's fine too. Pause in your chair, send those hands back, Think about your shoulders, unclench your toes on your left foot. And bring yourself back up. Drop the foot, extend the leg, point the toes. Are the hips even? Flex the foot, bring it back. Walk it out. Good. Bring both arms up or put your hands on your hips. Bending to the right. All the way back up. Release those shoulders down. Over to the left. All the way up. Half full, bringing the elbows to the thighs. So have your knees and feet equal distance apart. So some of you may have them right together, and some of us need them a little farther apart. Place the palms on the thighs. Bring yourself up. Extend the arms forward. So you're in this Utkatasana or chair position. Rest in your chair. It's good. Come all the way up. Lower the arms, shoulder height. Step your right foot back. Breathe. Open the arms, front knee and heel in line, front hip back. Back thigh forward, arms stick parallel. Arms open, natural curve of the spine, not a back bend. Arms come in, back knee bends. Step into the chair. Breathe all the way up. Bend left. Come back up, drop your shoulders and bend right. Come back up. Arms lower, knees bend. Other leg goes back, front knee above front heel. Back leg straight, open, front hip back. Back thigh forward. Breathing, reach through your fingers. And forward. Open. Pause. Back knee bends. Step into your chair. Rest in your chair. Palms can be on thighs. Good. Send those hips back, ribs to thighs. Grab your ankles or hold what you need. Fold all the way forward or halfway forward. It's really your practice, so it's up to you. Some of you may want to lift the heels and slide the palms under the heels. Remember, this significantly changes your balance, so be mindful about that. If your hands are under your heels, lift and release. Walk the fingers forward, come up with the ears between the arms, or walk your hands up your legs. It's so important to know why we do what we do. Arms come up shoulder height. Come up on the balls of the feet. Imagine that you're holding a box of Kleenex between your hands. Twist over to the right. Knees point straight ahead. You can always put your feet back on the floor. Come back to the center. Drop your shoulders. Lift your heels. Other way. Breathing. Bring it back. Stop here. Stay here. If a squat bothers you, otherwise lift the heels. Bend the knees. Just part way down into that unstable chair position. Good. Come all the way up. Lift the heels. Lower the heels. Bend the knees. Send the hips back. So reposition your feet if you need to. Your knees continue to point straight ahead. You twist over to the left. Back to the center, send the hips back a bit. Twist to the right. Breathing. Back to the center. Send the hips back, 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 back. Breathe. All the way up. Fold the body forward, halfway or all the way, it's up to you. Back and forth from the toes to the heels. Breathing. Walk the hands up the legs or come up, ears between arms. Lower down. Arms shoulder height. Knees bend, hips back. Palms together, thumbs rest on sternum. Drop the shoulders. Breathe in. Twist right. Breathe out. Knees point forward. One elbow may point back. One may point forward. None of that might be true. Back to the center. Pause. Lift all 10 toes. Unclench your toes. Twist the other way. Knees point forward. Back to the center. Sit a little lower. Sit a little lower. Come all the way up. Fold halfway or all the way forward. It's up to you. Walk that out. Good. Stay here or step back to downward dog or step back onto your hands and knees. What's best for you? Walk this out. Send the hips up and back. You can always go to child's pose at any time. You can do this variation if you're on your hands and knees in tabletop as well, or just stay and breathe. Now see if you could bring your right hand off the floor, bring it in your low back with the palm facing up. Notice, did you shift the weight? Can you keep the weight even? And then bring that hand back down. Send the hips up and back, so unlock the knees. And then bring the other hand off the floor. Notice if your shoulders are still even. Notice your breathing. Notice the low back. Bring the hand back down. Send the hips up and back. You can bring yourself down to child's pose at any time. Give yourself a pause if you need. Otherwise, the right hand comes off. Pause. And then perhaps the left foot comes up, breathing. And it just comes up a bit. It's not how high you can lift it. In fact, less is more. Hand comes down, foot comes down, hips up and back. Other hand comes in the low back, breathing. Other foot comes off the floor slightly. Breathe. Notice your stability. Notice your breath. Your breath tells you a story. What is your story today? Hand comes down. Foot comes down. Hips up and back. Knees down. Toes point. Knees can open nice and wide. Send your hips back to child's pose, placing one fist on top of the other and your forehead on your fists. If that's not comfortable, go into what feels comfortable for you. Bring yourself back onto your hands and knees to tabletop. Bring the knees below the hips. You can send the hips back to child's pose again or lift the knees. Go into downward dog. From downward dog, bring the feet forward between the hands into a fuller half fold. Bring yourself all the way up, drawing the shoulders down, and release the hands down. Your feet are side by side if it's possible, otherwise step them apart. Remember your modifications, it can always be hands to hips. The arms come up, add a gentle back bend. Remember, if the back bend is more beneficial for you, hands on hips and feet apart, I suggest that that's what you do. Come all the way back up, fold all the way forward or halfway forward. Take your left foot, step it back, toes tucked, bring the left knee to the ground. Place something under it if you like. Those toes can be tucked or untucked. Hands to hips, add a back bend, or arms up. Arms move back past the head, front hip back, back thigh forward. Come all the way back up, lean, release the back bend. Retuck those left toes, lift the knee and go to plank. You can always go to tabletop. The knees come down, the chest and chin come down. You press forward into a baby cobra or a full cobra if that's better for you. Come down, tuck the toes, send the hips back, downward dog. You bring the left foot forward. Remember, you can come forward from tabletop if that's better. Hands to hips, front hip back, back thigh forward. Add a back bend, arms up or not. It's really what's best for you. Make sure that your foundation is strong. Coming forward, retuck those right toes. Step forward into a forward fold. Either walk the hands up the legs or extend the arms forward, coming all the way up through a gentle back bend. Lower the hands back down through heart center, pause. Lower the arms down. Bring the arms up, hands to hips if it's better, gentle back bend. Remember, back bends come from the strength of our legs, using our glutes without overusing them. Breathe in them. All the way back up, go half or all the way forward. What's best for you? This time, other leg goes back, right leg goes back. Knee down, tuck the toes or untuck, it's up to you. Hands to hips or arms up. Adding the back bend, front hip back, back thigh forward, natural curve in your spine, which includes your neck. All the way up, leaning, take care of that back bend, but keep the actions in the foundation. Toes tuck, knees lift or go tabletop. Knees down, elbows bend, bottoms up, chest and chin down. Press through cobra or baby cobra, it's up to you. Coming back down, toes tuck, go tabletop, child's pose, stay there, or go to downward dog, walk it out, take a breath or two. Right foot comes back between the hands, left knee down. Add the back bend, hands to hips if that's better. Front hip back, back thigh forward. Front knee above front heel. Body folds, toes tuck, knee lifts, step forward. Breathing. Walk the hands up the legs or come up ears between arms. Gentle back bend. Coming back up, thumbs rest on sternum, pause. Take a breath or two. Bring the hands to the hips. Walk the feet apart, fairly wide apart, and turn the feet out. Now, if you have knee problems or hip problems, a squat position is not a good thing for you to do. So by all means, just sit down however you like. Otherwise, bringing the feet apart, and I always have to rock a bit from side to side. You can have your hands on your chest if you like. Bring yourself down. You press the elbows into the legs, lifting the chest up. Now, you may find that you need a block underneath your glutes. It's good. I lean forward quite a bit. Some of you may be able to come up with a nice straight spine. From here, you extend the arms. Lower to the bottom, slide the heels forward. Now, if I try to go forward here, I'll really round at the bottom of my rib cage. So I bring the hands down and move the bottom back so I can tip forward here, breathing. And again, you may find that walking the bottom back and straightening the legs is what you need. Good. Come up, open the arms, arms forward, fold, bend the knees if it's better for you. Keep the natural curve of your neck, keep your breath, and bring yourself all the way up. Roll the shoulders back, roll them forward. Take your hands behind you, bending the elbows, squeezing the elbows towards each other, and lifting your chest. So you're not in a back bend position. You've just got the natural curve of your spine. If this is enough, stay right here. If you can bend your knees and place your feet on the floor and stay here, stay here. So not a big back bend, just natural curve. Walk the hands back, bend the elbows. Now, if it's possible, lift the bottom up off the floor as you straighten the arms. Bend the elbows, bottom comes down, chest is high. Straighten the arms, lift the bottom. Bend the elbows. Option here is left foot comes off the floor, left ankle to the right knee. Left foot comes down, elbows bend. Right foot comes up, elbows straighten, breathing. So that's your options, bend and lower, or lift, bottom comes up, breathing, left foot comes up, cross, drop the knee, lift the hips, breathe. Left foot comes down, hips lift, right foot comes up, and if that's enough, stay there. Rotate, cross, lift, breathe, foot comes down, bottom comes down, lean, round. Take care of the wrists, rotate, both directions, flex and point the hands. Good, bring yourself up, open the arms, lean back. If that was enough, be content here. Bend, straighten like you have a block between the elbows. Otherwise, heels below the knees, lift. Last time, neck is relaxed, no strain in the neck. Get those hips up if you can. Left foot comes up, left leg lifts, flex. Bend, cross, open, breathe, lift, lower, other side, heel, foot, leg, breathe, bend, cross at the ankle, lift the hips, neck is relaxed, uncross, lift, lower, hips lift, elbows bend, toes lift, bottom comes back between the hands, going forward, half or full fold. Neck is relaxed. You might want to keep the elbows on the ground and rotate into the wrists. So important to build that upper body strength. You know, if we don't use it, we lose it. Bring yourself all the way up. Roll those shoulders back a few times, forward a few times. Just walk yourself forward towards that front end of your mat, working hips low back. Stop here, and this might be enough, or you may find that you can curl down, or perhaps you like these spinal rocks. So really do what's best for you today. Once you're all the way down, just pause, bring your thighs into your chest, rock from side to side a bit. You might have your hands around your shins, on your knees, or holding your feet. You may have discovered that you perhaps need something under your head, a little blanket or towel or something. Just keep that natural curve and just take a breath or two to make yourself just as tiny as you can. And let the head come down. Keep the thighs in at the chest if you can. If your back's bothering you, put your feet down and open your arms. Rotate the shoulders so the palms face the floor and draw the palms towards the shoulders and the shoulders towards the spine. On your next exhalation, drop your knees over to the right. You can always take that right hand to the top knee and turn your head left, right, or center. See what feels best for you. Keep breathing. If you are holding the knee, put the hand back, draw. Create that shoulder stability. Bring yourself back to the center, not using the neck and the jaw. And then dropping knees left. Turn the head the direction that feels best. So it might not feel good to look right. You can look left, you can look to the center. And breathe here. Remember, if you're holding the knee, release the hand down. Come back across the center and just repeat that once more on each side. And maybe that back arm needs to go higher than the shoulder or lower than the shoulder, or even resting the hand on the side body or low back. It's discovering what you need. That's what this is all about. Bring yourself back to the center. Last time, other side. Breathing, breathing. Do the action through the arms. Do the work. Palm drawing towards shoulder, shoulder drawing towards spine. Feel the opening across the upper back. Notice your breath. Bring it back to the center. Again, make yourself as tiny as you can for a couple of breaths in, a couple of breaths out. Bring the head back down. Keep the right thigh in at the chest and extend the left leg out. If your back's hurting, just bend that left knee, put the foot on the floor. Take a pause, bringing nose up towards knee, lifting that left leg up off the floor a bit. Remember, as you look down the tip of your nose, notice if the weight seems relatively even on all parts of the body on the ground. Leg down, head down, left knee in. Interlace your fingers the opposite way. Right leg out or bend the knee, put the foot on the floor. Don't do what I say, do what feels best for you. Nose to knee if you like. Breathing, lifting that right leg up slightly. Some of you, it might feel better to hold the foot. It's truly all about you. Head down, leg down, knee in. Be here or go to the backs of the thighs or hold the ankles, maybe moving into a full happy baby. Drawing the right knee down, extending the left leg. Remember, both foot soles face the ceiling. Back to the center, breathe into the low back. And switch sides. Back to the center, stay here, or extend the legs up, arms through, lift head and shoulders up. Strong through the legs, just like when you did this on the ground. Head down, fingers to the ceiling, legs together. Arms apart, hands down at the sides, either bend the knees or straighten the legs straight down, depending on your back. Take a breath in, tighten everything just as tight as you can. A long, loud letting go exhalation as you release. Try that one more time. Tighten everything as fully and completely as you can. Feel that tight body. And when you exhale, feel what it feels like to let go. Give yourself a moment if you need any last movements as you prepare for Shavasana. As you move into Shavasana, you may find that a bolster or something under your knees is inviting for the back. You can do legs up the wall. Just truly be at a place that you can find ease. Come back to that place of mindful breath. I inhale peace. I exhale to release. Allowing the warmth of relaxation to move through your feet, your toes. Relaxing your legs, your belly. Relax your chest. Relax the arms and the palms. Relax your fingers. Soften and relax the glutes, allowing the spine to release. Relax your shoulders, your neck, your head. Let the worry lines melt away from the forehead. The eyes soften. Ears, cheeks, nose. Part the teeth, let the tongue fall freely. Relax your throat. My body is relaxed. My mind rests softly within my heart. I inhale peace. I exhale to release. Take these moments in Shavasana, moments truly for you. Stay in Shavasana for as long as you need, showing yourself some loving kindness. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Have a good day. Happy Easter.